I first learned about Daisy, as I was telling John last night, 13 years ago. I came across the story of this remarkable advertisement that had been made for the 1964 presidential election. And way back then, 13 years ago, I thought, what an interesting tale it would be to see how the godfather of negative advertising had an impact on contemporary politics. And here we are, 13 years later, and I don't think anyone could have foreseen just how relevant this story set in 1964 would be to what's going on in the current day.
Yeah, I think the play is about creation of the advertisement that was during the Lyndon Johnson Goldwater runoff for the presidency. And it was this remarkable, devastating ad about a little girl picking flowers in a bucolic setting, much like this one, and then the A-bomb goes off, essentially. What I didn't know about the story was that there was a gentleman named Tony Schwartz, who Doyle, Dane and Bernbach, the advertising firm, had gone to.
Tony Schwartz was this eccentric, agoraphobic New Yorker who had been doing a lot of groundbreaking work in advertising. What I learned about him was that his work on the Daisy ad and the work that he was just kind of doing in general was the advent for a whole new way of advertising. Rather than using advertisements to throw stuff onto people, he was using advertisements to pull out predetermined reactions. I don't think you'd be seeing what's happening in American politics today, and in Canadian politics as well. You wouldn't be seeing that if we weren't being so preconditioned to accept negative and divisive messaging as how we go about making this most sacred of decisions.
So, as a Canadian, which you just revealed yourself, what's unique about your perspective, do you think?
I get asked that question a lot, sorry. And I had to try to figure out what it was that I was drawn to, because I have to justify that to my Canadian audiences as well. That when you're in Canada, you live next to a giant, and you can't help but be intrigued by, concerned by, and critical of the giant, because the giant has a gigantic impact on you.
I think, inviting a perspective, an international perspective to ACT Theatre is a unique opportunity. I feel like so often we get in a little bubble of what are the hot new plays in the U.S., but my relationship with Sean goes back 7 years, and I found that his thinking unpacks the U.S. in ways that are really helpful in terms of adding a fresh voice. Daisy is the beginning of something that I feel like we're living with today.